Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to anyone who's joined since we went on break. It was a pretty short break, but we're going to try to, have some breaks during the course of the night. So, guys, just bear with us as we go through, and let's reconvene with the moment of silence, followed by a serenity prayer. Prayer. God, grant me serenity to accept the things. This is just an announcement as we'll display from time to time, just to keep us all informed on what's going on. This is not a fundraising event. This is an event that volunteers from different zones in the United States, the 8 zones in the United States, came together to put something on for us, and with the support of others in the zones. So we appreciate everyone's support. If you are so inspired to contribute, please do that to your home group or area or wherever you feel the need to. We will be live streaming the event. And so if you have some concerns about personal anonymity, we ask that you please turn your video off. And that's the URL at the bottom for live streaming. And we'll be again making announcements during the event just to keep all of us informed and to keep us together. So with all of that being said, we are at a point of, as I said earlier before we broke, of open mic and giving and asking people to share about their own gratitude. We got a little while here before our speakers come up. So, we've got 40 plus people in here. I know I know all your names. Your name tag is on your display, but I'm sure there are going to be people here that are just going to want to volunteer to share. So you can just raise your virtual hand and I'll call on you as we go along. So who's going to kick us off? Nikki C.
I'm an addict named Nikki, visiting Portland, Maine.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
So grateful for you guys. This is exactly what I needed, and I love that it's not all like intensity, and it was a little bit of education, and I learned a little bit more about NA today than I knew, which is awesome. I love that. And yeah, I'm grateful you guys for hosting this. And I've been making a point today to reach out to people that I've been grateful for in my life this past year. Like I have learned through NA how to look for what I'm grateful for and to focus on that, because I heard in the beginning a grateful addict doesn't use. So I practice gratitude on a daily basis. I have a couple women in my life that we text each other every day with 3 gratitudes. It's just a great practice. So it's easy to be grateful. It's easy to find things like I have a roof over my head and a bed that I sleep in, and I'm not homeless and I'm not using, as my basics. And I had food and water today. And I had a bathroom to use, to shower in and to use so the simple gratitudes of life that I think I forget and take for granted. But, I spent that day today just reaching out to the people who have been for me, throughout this year, and told them what I was grateful for them for. And I did that, on Facebook. I just posted on it, and it felt really good because I knew it would give them a smile. And my heart grew because I knew I could give somebody else like a smile and some love. And so that's how I practice it today. And I'm doing a little self-care by coming to this event and experiencing it and seeing people from all over get together and just feel like the hope for the new year that's coming. Every day I wake up, I have hope. I have hope for a better day. So I just hope that gets spread to everybody else and that we have fun. I like the idea of a virtual dance. So I'm grateful that I might just get to dance in my living room tonight. Why not? You know what I mean?
Why not?
I dance in the middle of the floor. Why not in my living room? So I'll do it and it'll be great. So thank you. And I look forward to seeing all you guys and your gratitude. So thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Wayne, Lewis, and then Whitney. Wayne S.
I'm Wayne. I'm an addict.
Hey, Wayne.
Welcome everybody, and I'm so grateful to be here. You know, all day long I've been seeing people posting on our site we have for Wichita metro area, and they're like, "What are you doing tonight?" And I've been posting this. You know, I seen it yesterday, so I'm hoping to see some of them. You know, we've been looking at virtual function, so I thought I'm gonna go here to this convention and sit around and I'll this way Narcotics Anonymous works. You know, I go to meetings and I watch what other people do, and that's how I learn. You know, we're talking about gratitude. You know, it's amazing how my gratitude has changed. I'm telling you, back when I was using, you know, relapse is a part of my story. I haven't had to relapse for almost 18 years now because I finally found some gratitude and started working this program the way Narcotics Anonymous set it out there and the predecessor set it out there instead of the way Wayne wanted to work it. You know, my gratitude used to be, it might sound bad, but getting busted and putting in prison. I've been in prison 6 different times. Every time I got to go back to prison, and that's what it was back then. There was some gratitude. Oh my God, thank you for saving my life. This program says jails, institutions, and death. Right before I'd hit death, somehow my higher power would set me where I'm supposed to be, and that was in prison for some years at a time. You know, so I could finally get some clarity in my mind. And you know, every time I went to prison, throughout that, I went to the Narcotics Anonymous program that they had there once a week, you know, and I started understanding what this program was about. Now, the longer every time I'd get out fired up, ready, and with some gratitude and filled with Narcotics Anonymous. And this is how I'm going to do it. I've learned so much. And I'd come out and slowly but surely, you know, somebody told me the farther I am away from my last use, the closer I am to my next. And I see what they meant. Now, I never understood at all what they meant by that for so many years. You know, today I know. You know, I leave some holes in my game for too long, or I get out of my higher power's wheel and ignore that third step for too long, I fall back in my wheel. I know what happens then. You know, each time I kept coming back, I started getting a little closer to identifying myself as an addict. Oh, I was so unique that throughout my times, and I say my times because, you know, Narcotics Anonymous and recovery is a process, and that's not saying because I relapsed, the process didn't come back and it didn't continue on. You know, slowly but surely, I started realizing what was going on. And I wasn't so unique, and I had to quit identifying with what I was addicted to. I'm a this addict or that addict or that addict. Finally, it's like, okay, I understand. I'm no different than any other addict in this thing. I have no specific drug of choice that I have to worry about because if I use any, I fall apart. I'm so grateful for the life that I've been through. It wasn't happy. I had some happy times in there, but you know, all that from my past has made me where I'm at today. Man, I'm vigilant today. I know what happens if I fall apart today, or if I even quit working this program, or don't contact my sponsor, or don't work my steps, or don't go to meetings. I fall apart. I don't care how many years I have clean. So anyway, my gratitude is today I'm still fired up for Narcotics Anonymous. And I come to stuff. I try new things. So thank you for allowing me to share. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Wayne. Good job, man. Lewis and Whitney.
Yes. I think I'm unmuted. Oh, I'm Lewis and I'm an addict.
Hey, Lewis.
You know, I can't tell you all how grateful I am that we're doing this. You know, I'd like to show up a visual aid if I may. you can see this. This is the registration form for my regional convention, which was supposed to be next weekend. And, you know, there have been a lot of events like that that haven't taken place this year. And believe it or not, the original theme of the convention was going to be the masks have to go. You can believe that. It's like, I wonder if they'll ever take that out of the basic text. I mean, I doubt it, but you know, it's like the masks have to go. And so, so this is one of the things that I'm missing because of this pandemic. And you know, and by the way, we always, you may not have noticed the cost of this convention. I'm very proud of it. Our pre-registration is $20 and our on-site registration is $30. We have tried real hard to keep a low-cost convention, but just don't expect to see fancy video monitors in the speaker meeting with 5,000 other people. That's how we've been able to keep it cheap in Chicagoland. And we always do it in early January. In case you want to come, I recommend it because January really is a great time to be in Chicago. So, you know, this whole this whole event just kind of happened. And it kind of is a microcosm of what our fellowship has been able to do since this pandemic really started taking hold 10 months ago, basically. And by the way, I'm so happy this year is ending. I threw my 2020 calendar away yesterday. You know, this fellowship just so quickly adapted to our inability to meet in person. And having been part of service for some time, you know, service bodies that I've been involved with have used this platform prior to the pandemic. So it wasn't new to me. But yet, you know, this has completely changed, you know, the way I think of doing service and recovery. My home group, which is the night before Christmas, which meets tonight. So I'm going to be skipping away here shortly here in North City of Chicago. You know, we've decided that we're not going back to in person, in part because we've been visited by old members who moved away. And, you know, the hybrid has always been rather, you know, we haven't, our space where we usually meet is really not compatible with hybrid. And so, you know, we've decided for now anyway, even if we could go back, we probably won't. And this has certainly, in my experience, revolutionized service. I mean, and this event really just shows what this powerful tool has allowed people to do in 3 months and even faster, right? I mean, to get this together from inception, and I'm just really grateful for that. You know, it's really just an amazing thing to have these services at our disposal here, and you know, people ask me why I do service. It's really to stay clean, but more than that, it's to meet other people in this fellowship, and this wonderful forum has allowed me to do it. So I'm going to be coming to several of these. I'm also presenting the CBDM one on Saturday with Dennis and with Mark. And I'm just really, really grateful that you guys are doing this. I'm grateful that I have other options. I'm grateful that there have been some silver linings like this. I'm grateful that I have lots of friends, people who I know, you know, and dearly, and just I'm looking at right now in the window. I'm grateful that 2021 is happening in Chicago just 8 hours from now, and I'm grateful that I'm clean today to enjoy it and to be a part of this world, however crazy it can get. And while I'm sorry I'll be missing CRC this year, I'm grateful that we are planning the next one, and I hope to see you all there. Thanks so much for letting me share.
Thanks for sharing, Louis. January in Chicago? What? All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. Whitney.
Hi, yeah, I'm Whitney. I'm a drug addict.
Hey, Whitney.
I'm calling in from Madison, Wisconsin. I celebrated a year clean a couple weeks ago. Never thought I'd ever get here.
Congratulations.
You know, and I'm so grateful for this program. You know, I can't help but think about like those addicts like way back when, like before this program was a thing. Like, what did they do? Like, they must have been miserable, like not having like a group of people, like a safe space to talk about these hard things. I spend a lot of, my using days being an ungrateful little bitch, and I still have my days, but it's crazy. I'm one of the lucky ones. We're all lucky if we're able to call in to the Zoom call. Like, we're the lucky ones. Like, we're living on a chance, And a lot of people, like, they ran out of chances. So I'm really grateful to be here. A best practice that I like to use when I'm in my selfish ways is, I spend a lot, some days, I wake up and I'm bitter that I'm an addict, I'm angry, like I didn't ask for this. I didn't choose this disease. Um, but instead of saying, oh, I have to get out of bed, I have to find a job, I switch those words and I say, I get to get out of bed, and I get to have a job, and I get to pay my bills. I get to have a car, that has heat in it. It's really like the little things. Um, and you look back and like how bad things were for me. It's like I don't know if I would appreciate the little things as much if I wouldn't have lost them before. So it's really beautiful recovery, and I never thought I'd be here, and with gratitude gives service work, and now I get to give back. I just cut 10 inches off of my hair and I donated it, and I've given blood a couple times this year, which I've never been able to do. And even if I was an active addiction and I could have been able to give blood, I would have been too selfish. I would have been like, this is my blood, it stays in my body and no one else can have it but me, and I'm just a completely different person. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm really grateful to be here. I'll be logging on and off, throughout the weekend in my pajamas because the show must go on, right? So with that, I'll pass. Nice to see everyone.
Thank you, Whitney.
Mhm.
Thank you. Claudia.
Hi, I'm Claudia. I'm a grateful recovering addict.
Hey, Claudia.
Thank you, everybody. I'm very super grateful for all those people who organized this event. It's really good having somewhere to go when I cannot be with family or friends, because of a pandemic, and just to show up, to be of service for others, or just being here, not feeling like I'm totally alone, right? That's because NA, never alone. I'm also grateful I cried this morning, and then I realized this is the first time this year that I've cried. I think in my first year in recovery, I cried every single day. I just celebrated 10 years this year, not the way I thought I would be celebrating or who anybody ever imagined. When I had my first day, I never imagined I would get to 10 years. And then the closer you get to it, you think of a way you want to celebrate, right? I wanted to bring my daughters to the meeting, et cetera, et cetera. All of this didn't happen. But just the fact that I didn't really have a reason to cry this whole year, that's pretty amazing. I'm really grateful for that. So, and yeah, I will keep coming back. This program really helped me in this pandemic as well, just staying in the just for today principle. Thank you.
Thanks, Claudia. El New.
Hi, my name is Mel. I'm an addict.
Hey, Mel.
That's my tag name, Mel New Hell. And I'm a grateful addict. So, when I came into recovery, I was told by some people, chase your recovery like you chased your dope, man. The time now is 3:45 in the morning, and in another 2 hours, I've got another appointment. But that's what I do, man, because I'm a grateful addict. I've heard a lot of things about being grateful. I'm grateful to be alive, first of all. I've spent 3 years, 5 months into recovery, and I'm a very fussy character. Very, very fussy. I'm very choosy and selective about friends. In fact, I never had friends. My only friends now are in NA. And, actual friends. But even there, I'm picky and choosy, and I was for a long time looking for people to sponsor me, or looking for a sponsor. And the sponsor came in a Christmas gift, this Christmas gift. So after 3 years and 5 months into recovery, I finally got somebody to agree that they will sponsor me. And again, my life has been unconventional, and this sponsor also is sort of unconventional because it has to be from the same sex, but my sponsor now is from the opposite sex. So I'm grateful for that as well. This has been a fantastic Christmas. I don't have my wife and kids with me for the last 5 years. But that doesn't make a difference to me. I didn't do my recovery to get any relationships back, to get my respect back or anything. I just did my recovery to get my soul back. That's all I want to say. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to speak.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining so early in the morning. Merle.
Hi, I'm an addict and my name is Merle.
Hey, Merle.
And I wake up with gratitude every day, but it's to narrow it down. Some of the things that I've become really grateful for is the ability to be still. And a lot of people know that I love to travel, but I've been content being home and being here. And I'm really grateful for that shift of in my mindset. Also grateful for the ability, and something I've learned here in NA is, like I never felt like I was listened to or heard, and here in NA, I feel that I have a voice, and I'm willing to use it. And I may, like I've learned so much from a lot of people, and I am so grateful for the willingness that everybody has had and the patience to allow me to be an idiot, and then we can discuss it, and I can get better, and I have gotten better, and I've learned, and I've walked down a path where I can look over my shoulder and look and see how far I've come. That gratitude is unending. And it feels like I just got clean yesterday, and it's been a lot of yesterdays, but it feels so new, and I know that my willingness to serve and to be a part of things has helped me tremendously. It keeps me outside of me and helps me find a way to help other people stay clean. And everybody has a niche, like there's a place for everybody. And it doesn't have to be any particular level of service, as long as you're reaching out, or as long as I'm reaching out, then it doesn't matter what that area is. It really makes a difference for me. So my gratitude includes the friends that I have, the people in my life, the teachers, the mentors, the people that I can call, being part of what's going on. And I was in Chicago last year at the convention, and boy, was that cold. Thank God for the skywalk. Because there was a skywalk that went directly from the hotel to Starbucks. So I didn't have to go outside. I discovered that early on. But I'm just grateful for the ability to know so many people in this group alone. Like I know almost everyone, and the ones I didn't know before, I know now. And today's my birthday.
Oh, man. Happy birthday, Merle.
Well, you might hear it from some other people during the talent show too, but
Yeah.
here's one way to get people to sign up.
That's right.
I have a funny sense of humor, and my sense of humor has allowed me to get through all of this. I've had some health issues that came up, and they're ongoing. And I'm just able to use my sense of humor to just be here and to be real. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Merle. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Okay, Chelsea, I hope I pronounced that right. Okay, you're up,
Hi, I'm Chelsea, and I am an addict
Chelsea.
from Missoula. So I was like very unsure about sharing it all. And then my sponsor, she's on here. And she told me she couldn't share, but she looked forward to hearing me. So then that means go ahead and share. I am so grateful today. I have been I've been like really centered in my recovery lately, like really like hungry for it again. And I say again because I have a few years now, 5 years, and the first few years I hit it hard. Actually, I've been hitting it hard all the way up until the pandemic. And you know, the meetings for me, I used to be an everyday meeting goer, and everything just kind of changed, you know. And then when I was staying home, not staying home, but when, you know, my life got different, a lot of great things happened for me in 2020. Like I could go on 5 minutes about all the things that's happened that's good in 2020. And then I found myself like kind of walking away from my higher power, like, oh, look what I've done. I've arrived, you know. And I didn't realize that had happened until I started getting in like this dark place where I'm trudging through, right? And so at all. And then I was like, oh my God, why is my world so dark? What have I done? You know, and back to the basics. That's what, and I'm so grateful that Narcotics Anonymous is always just back to the basics, right? There's no like, it's not like when you start at school, you're in kindergarten, learn your ABCs. By the time you get to 12th grade, you better know some calculus, or you know what I mean? It's not, it's never gets hard. It stays simple. This is a simple program, you know, and I have a higher power that I can do business with again. And I have a new sponsor. I have the sponsor, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to like, I don't know what it sounds like, but I've been wanting her to be my sponsor since I got here. And I've actually brought it up to her a couple of times, and she always sounded willing. And then I get nervous because she's so like spiritual and light. And I'm like, God, those people make me nervous. Thugs and street people, I can get down with. They don't make me nervous. Them like spiritual ex-thugs that are like kind and calm and nice, but you could tell you don't want to mess with them. They make me nervous today. A lot of things make me nervous today, but my gratitude today is, as I was doing I've been doing a lot of reading and step work, as I was just saying, and I realized, because I'm doing this Restore Me to Sanity, right? I'm on step 2 and it talked about how the obsession to use has been lifted. And I thought about that as I was writing. I can't think of a time I can't even actually pinpoint the last time or give the example that I obsessed on using when I woke up, or how to fight the urge not to use, or have to literally beg my higher power, because that's what it looked like when I got here, to help me get through today, just today, without picking up. And I have been through, in my recovery, I had to cremate my 16-year-old son 4 years ago in recovery. I've had to go through holidays without him, birthdays without him. And that's a big thing for me. And I always talk about it. And I'm sure some people, you know, my home group, I switched home groups a few months ago. They really don't hear it. But when I very first started, when I was going through it, that's all I talked about. Even that's kind of been lifted. Like I had a good holiday, you know, and it wasn't all about the sadness. And that's new. And so I'm grateful that I have a program today. And I'm grateful that when something stops working, do something else. Just get back to the basics. And I'm really grateful. I realized this in my writing, that the ideas that seem like my good ideas in early recovery, just because they were my ideas in early recovery, doesn't mean that they're not subject to revision, and that it's not okay to change my mind and open up mind for a new idea. You know, I can't graft a new idea on a closed mind. But I thought that that was talking about ideas of when I was high. I didn't realize that was ideas, like those ideas can change. You know, just because I made the idea in 2 years of recovery doesn't mean I can't change the idea at 5.5 years when the idea doesn't work anymore. It doesn't make sense. And so, and finally, I want to say this. I started my steps because I was like, so my disease had manifested itself in a whole new light. right? And it was like a really dark place. And I was like, I might need to go get some mental help for this. I might need to put myself in an institution for this. As I was writing today, I realized, and then my first step that I just did, it was all about that thing. In the writing I was doing today, it didn't even come up. It wasn't even about that. You could never convince me that. I would have had doctors and psychiatrists tell you that I needed to go to a mental hospital. And it wasn't even fucking about that. Like, I am so grateful that when I get out of my way and when I get out of my will and stop doing the things that self-destruct and to harm myself, then I'm doing business with a God of my understanding that does not, my God of my understanding does not look like it does to some people. And that's the beauty of Narcotics Anonymous. And with that, I am so grateful to be here today. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Chelsea, for sharing. Sorry about your loss. Condolences. Yeah. Jamie H.
Hi, I'm Jamie and I'm an addict from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Jamie.
Hey, man. First of all, thank you to everyone that shared before me. Gratitude. That's what keeps me from going into a stream of incessant racing negative thoughts on a lot of days. And helps me to stay clean. And it does say in the basic text, probably more than once, a grateful addict will never use. And I just raised my hand to share because I needed, first of all, I think this is awesome that this is being put on New Year's Eve and that we still have a way to have a meeting. And I saw on the news just pop up 2 guys that got arrested for retail theft, and they look like skeletons with skin. And I quickly went back to, oh my gosh, the fucking, excuse my language, the desperation. And I remember being in that situation and with my active addiction and, just getting and finding ways and means to get more and, and God led me to Narcotics Anonymous, and there was a way out. I never knew there was a way out. To the girl who shared, I can't imagine, and I sincerely, my sincere condolences to you. I can't imagine losing a child. My best friend lost her daughter a few years back, and I've been riding that out with her. And we're so very close that, some days I feel, I feel her loss. Well, I do feel her loss. And the fact that people don't get high no matter what, like literally, like in that type of horror and pain, it just gives me admiration and just another hope shot, and that I have to keep my spirit right no matter what. If I use, I'm trying to fix a problem with a problem. And I used to not understand that. And I used to always, of course, just, an active addiction is just like a freaking hamster wheel, and when the smoke cleared at some point, when the smoke cleared at some point, I was able to see that I kept going back to the source of my pain for relief. But I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a pain. I just, I was so caught up. My addiction had just gotten so big. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful beyond measure. I mean, my family, my grandchildren, for God's sake, I've been still able to work without interruption during this whole COVID thing. I'm just grateful beyond measure. And, and I don't discount those blessings because it is pure grace. And I'm just grateful. And I just thank you all for putting this on. you know, and I don't know where the hosts are from, but it's just awesome to hear, you know, people from just, you know, some see where you're hosting it from. But you know, I heard somebody share from Chicago and from another state, and you know, I got 1 minute. I see it. Okay. So thank you for letting me share. A grateful recovering addict named Jamie. Thanks.
Hey, Jamie. Thank you. Billy K.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you, Billy.
All righty. I'm so glad you guys are here. I went on the, I'm not sure what website I got this. I think it was the NERNA website. Directed me to you guys. And it doesn't matter where I am. I just want to be with my family here in Narcotics Anonymous. And it's an honor and a privilege to be clean today. This will be my 37th New Year's Eve clean. And there's been a lot of stuff that's gone on in the last few years of my life that were, you know, coulda, woulda, you know, I could blame them for, you know, bringing me down, whatever. At 34 years clean, I found I had liver cancer after treating my other liver diseases and getting through those. But I came down with the liver cancer, and I did a resection of my liver, and that lasted for about 6 months, but it's come back, and I'm currently treating that, and I'm trusting in the professionals that I have in my life, and the power greater than myself that I have in my life, and the God of my understanding, that I didn't come this far to just lay down and say the game's over. It's far from over. And you know, it's really sometimes it can be tough, you know, but I'm staying clean through it. I got a treatment the other day. I get one every month or so, and they did some direct radiation therapy to the spots on my liver, and they're aggressively trying to go after them. And every professional that I have that's working on me has known about my addiction, and that's to and they all look at you and they say, "Oh, that's noble," you know, and that's cool. And I say, "Well, I'm not doing that for you. I'm doing that for me, because I don't want to walk out of here as an active addict, and I need the smallest amount of medication possible to treat me with, and I'll let you know if I need more." And all my doctors know that, and but when every professional that I run into, you know, you got to rehash that with them. The last time the nurse that was giving me the pain meds kept coming over to me and saying, you know, how you doing? Are you all right? I said, yeah, I'm okay. And finally I had to say to her, I said, did you read my record? And she says, yeah, I read some of it. And I says, well, it's in there that I'm a recovering addict, and all my doctors know that I am, and that I want the least amount of medication possible. I just don't want to feel pain while you're doing this, and I didn't need it, you know. But I truly don't want to be where I was 37 years ago. 37 New Year's ago, I remember how I was, and I don't want to go back there. I've heard too many people over the last 36 plus years tell me that that's the road that I'll take if I start using. And I don't want to be there. There's no other way to do this other than, you know, starts with abstinence, and then it starts with replacing that abstinence with a program of recovery. And that's what I'm trying to do. You know, I'm trying to do that, and I wanted to hook up with you guys. I see the 1 minute left here. I'm glad that I saw that. And sometimes don't see those little things. And share too, but I wanted to get this out of the way. I'm probably not going to be awake for the ball dropping in Times Square. I'm probably going to be in bed by 9 o'clock because that's what I do now. You know, I make sure I get plenty of rest, and I wake up and talk to a power greater than myself very early in the morning. I try to slow my mind down because alone sometimes I'm in big trouble. But when I have you people in my life and a power greater than myself in my life goes okay. So that's going to be it for me, and I'm interested to listen to the rest of the people that are going to come up here, and I'm going to cut out about 7 to go to a meeting that I always go to on Thursday nights, and I'll be back after that because that's the highest level of service ever in NA, going to the same meetings all the time. And that's it. Thank you very much for allowing me to share. Thank you for this event also.
Thanks for sharing, Billy. We'll be here when you get back. Henry,
Oh,
and
I'll
then
be here.
yeah.
My name is Henry.
Hey, Henry.
Just grateful to see all of y'all. This is like a long time coming. I've been around the zone for a long time, and to see all the zones get together like this is like refreshing for me. This year been rough as far as my health is concerned, and getting back up now though. Feeling really blessed, and gratitude for me, man, is about the process. I think about where I was 27 years ago and where I am today, and it's two totally different places. So I owe y'all. I owe this program. It gave me a life that I never thought I could have. I was also blessed to see another birthday. I turned 70 years old a few days ago. And yeah, and there was a lot of folks betting I wouldn't make it to 30 the way I was living. So I'm just grateful to be here, man. I'm grateful y'all here. See everybody. That's all I got.
Thank you, Henry. Happy birthday, buddy. That Henry. My man. Eat it, edit.
Hi, everybody. My name's Eddie, and I'm an addict.
Hey, Eddie.
You were close, Harry.
Nice.
No. It's all good, man. I've been called all kinds of stuff.
It's all good, man.
Yeah. Right. But just grateful to be alive, man. I'm right outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, formerly known as the state of confusion in my life. And, I hear people I appreciate everybody that shared before me, and jumping off what Billy Kay was saying about the highest level of service, being the home group. And I'm a true believer in that. And right before he said that, I was even thinking, man, the highest level of service for me is being at that home group and welcoming that newcomer and feeling that. You want to talk about I never knew what that feeling was, but I got welcomed into Narcotics Anonymous in a really good, positive, loving way, right? And now I was told now it's my responsibility to do the same for the addict that walks through the door. Highest level of service. Because we can make addicts not want to come back to a meeting. So gratitude for me, man, gratitude is real easy, man. When things go my way, I'm grateful for everything, man. Like I got paid, I have a job, I could talk about all these things that I have. Henry just talked about the process, right? The process for me is I'm not that addict that I experience gratitude 24/7. At some point in the day, the program allows me to get a different perspective on where I'm at because I still have character defects that I want to act out on sometimes, and they go to default settings sometimes, right? So the process, I have to work the process. No amount of clean time can give me gratitude. It's the process. It's practicing the spiritual principles for me. So if I'm acting out on defects, I'm not grateful. Bottom line. And I heard somebody say, I heard this like when I first came around, a grateful addict won't get high, right? How does that happen? You know, like if I'm grateful for everything I have in my life, I'm not willing to give it away. You know what I mean? If there's things in my life I don't like, I don't want, right? So I'm willing to lose those things, right? But for my recovery, man, to be grateful for a day clean, right, is a beautiful thing. You know, I was not grateful when my father passed away. You know, but as a result of being in Narcotics Anonymous and having 12 steps and spiritual principles in my life, and talking to other people and knowing other people's experience went through the same thing, I was able to get a different perspective that, you know, I was grateful that he didn't have to suffer. I was great. These are things that happened as I wasn't grateful, right? I was upset. I was feeling all kinds of other feelings. But I was grateful that I was able to be there when I got the phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning and go and hold my father's hand when he took his last breath. Those are the things that's what gratitude is. And gratitude is an action. You know what I mean? You got to show up for gratitude. Gratitude just doesn't, at least for me, I got to show up. I got to do some work to allow that gratitude in, right? Because I can keep a lot of stuff out, and gratitude ain't one of them things that I wanted when I was using. I didn't want to feel grateful for nothing. I was, and I heard someone else say the same thing. I was an ungrateful big, right? But gratitude for me, man, is I got to do some work to experience this gratitude. And like this last year is a prime example of that. Being in a pandemic, one of the things that how can we be grateful for that, right? But there was things that happened throughout this year that I'm really grateful for. I got to spend time and have dinners with my family more than I ever did before, my immediate family, my kids, my wife. And then after about 4 months of that, I was grateful that I was able to leave the house and go to work, because I was like, they were driving me nuts, right? So our gratitude shifts too, and then I was grateful to come home. But sometimes you need a break, and I'm sure they needed a break probably more than I did. So I don't know, man. I'm just real grateful that this meeting's here, that I found about this yesterday at my home group. It's good to see one of my other home group members here. And yeah, man. Thanks for everyone else sharing about gratitude, because I get something out of listening to what everybody has to say, and that's a beautiful thing, because I was a pretty closed-minded dude, and today I want to hear what other people have to say, because like I said about welcoming that newcomer, and having gratitude and seeing the gratitude in them, and not even them understanding, but and not judging. You want to lose your gratitude? Judge somebody. Gratitude gone. Just like that. That's all you have to do. And to have gratitude, man, is to accept everybody for where they're at. And thank you for letting me share.
Thanks for sharing, Eddie. Hey, Karen Mack. Next up is Zalika. I hope I got that right.
Yes, you did.
All
Hi,
right.
my name is
Hey.
Zalika. I'm an addict.
Hey, Zalika.
Oh my God, I'm so grateful to be clean today. I'm so glad to be in this meeting. Someone just sent me the info for this today, so I was like, yes. So I had 15 months. In a few days, I'll have 16 months. So yay! And this is my first time getting clean, and it has been mostly on Zoom. So I've had a unique experience as compared to people who have been around much longer than me. So I'm grateful that I have been able to stay clean throughout this experience. And I'm so grateful for Zoom, because I get to meet people all over the country, all over the world. And I was a little apprehensive at first, because building a network was scary for me, because I've been afraid of meaningful connections with people for, different reasons in my life. I've been afraid of that. But recently I've really embraced it, and I call people that I meet on meetings, and we just talk about anything, and I am opening up to people, and people are talking to me, and I'm just so grateful just to be here in this world, in this life. I live in a recovery house. I don't have a car. I have a normal job, and my life is so simple. And I'm working on just my mental health and my recovery, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to do that. I have debt that I need to pay off, but I don't have children, and I just have me to take care of. And I'm just every day I'm just yes, I woke up today. I woke up clean today. I'm going to sleep clean today. And most days that's my biggest victory, and that's great. That's that's where it all begins. That's my basis. That's my foundation. When I just remember that I'm clean today, and I couldn't ever do that before, this 15 months, like every day I'm cleaner 1 day longer than I've ever been before. And I'm just like so happy and grateful to be here today. And I love Zoom, and I love that we have this platform to connect with each other, because expanding bigger than we ever imagined possible. Like Zoom in itself, like video chatting in itself, all of this wasn't even a thing when people created this group for us. They didn't even know what they were really doing for us in the future. And I don't know, like, who knows, us doing stuff on Zoom like this, who knows what we could be creating for people in our futures too. Like, I'm a predecessor for someone who's not even here yet. Like, I talk to women who have clean time that equals how long I've been alive. Like, I'm 28. I meet people who have 28, 30 years clean, and they had no idea 28 years ago when they were getting clean that they would be helping me today. And I love this fellowship because it spans across generations and timelines and genders and sexes and all kinds of different people from different walks of life. And it's truly amazing. So I will leave it at that. I'm going to be bouncing in and out of here for the next few days. So glad to be here. Thank you for letting me share.
Oh, thank you for sharing, and keep coming. We have plans for you. Lisa.
Hello, my name's Lisa and I'm an addict.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi, family. Wow, so first I would like to thank God for allowing me to be here. It is truly through his grace and mercy that I am. Wow, welcome to the newcomers. You know, this program does work, but you got to work it. It's not going to fall in your lap. You got to chase it the way that you chase the drugs. That's what I had to do, and it wasn't always easy. So where is Miss Merle? Oh my gosh, God love you. I originally got clean in Maryland, and I now live in Pennsylvania for the last 8 years. But she was around when I got clean, and you know, she had said, I know I'm not supposed to crosstalk, but just know that you're in my heart and soul, and whatever's happening, I'll be thinking of you right now. I have so much gratitude. You know, I know where I came. You know, I know where I am, and I know where I could be if I don't continue to work the program that Narcotics Anonymous offers to me. I relapsed with almost 8 years clean because I chose to take my will back. You know, I had surgery, and I chose to take one more pill than what was prescribed. And at that moment, I made the decision, because once you know, you can't not know, right? So I knew what I was doing, you know, and I also knew when I felt the conviction fall upon me that I was doing what was wrong. I also had NA in the program to welcome me back and say, what, it's going to be okay. I also had women that loved and cared for me that pulled me up on my shit, that said, guess what? If you want to do, you know, and have what I have, you better start doing what I'm doing. And, you know, come to find out, here's the funny part, right? So I wouldn't let women get too close to me, because if you got too close to me, you'd know me and then you'd hurt me, right? So when I came back, talk about humility, which I'm thankful for that I learned it quickly. For the first 45 days of my 90 and 90, my glasses, they couldn't get them right? Like my glasses were off. They couldn't get on focus the right way or whatever. Well, I had to call, because I'd been up here for about 5 years when I had relapsed. Couldn't get them right. I had to call these women that I've been around for 5 years, that I had my nose so stuck up in the air that I couldn't take the time to get to know them. I had to call them every single day and say, hey, can you come and give me a ride? And not only can you give me a ride, I'm detoxing, because guess what? My sponsor's making me go. I have to sit in this seat and I have to read the readings and I have to detox to go to a meeting. So that right there was so humbling to me, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So like my gratitude may look a little bit different, but for me, I think of that every step of the way. I think about how brutal that was for me. And I think about that when my disease tries to tell me, hey, why don't you go drink a drink? Nah, I think I'll pass. And you better believe that I get to meet new women. I call them, I seek them out, and I put down that mask and I tell everybody in Narcotics Anonymous who Lisa really is. So with that, I'll
Thanks, Lisa. Glad you're back.
thanks. Oh yeah, I'm coming up on 4 years clean on January 29th. So I want to let you know where I was. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for letting us know that. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carl.
Welcome, guys and ladies and gentlemen. Carl Haddon. I just celebrated 2 years, 5 months. Yeah, I'm grateful. So grateful. The topic is gratefulness. For me, I was doing service work. That's why came a little late. I had to go a couple of times in the bus, but I volunteered, and I didn't know it was going to cost or do this 9 months thing. Costing a lot for mailing key tags to people, since we can't go to meetings unless you want to. I'm not, but I've been mailing them, different states and different. I haven't done countries yet, but that'd be awesome. But yeah, when I first got my key tag, I didn't know what a hug was, hugs was just thanks, man. I'll give me a hit, and whatever, that was the hugs I only knew. And I'm so grateful that I got like 60 hugs, and it seemed like 40 minutes just hugging just me, it was other people, but I was just focused on me, because I was number one, right? But that's just me. I mean, it pushed me. Hey, man, I need. There's a different kind of color. I'm gonna get that one, And I saw birthday cakes and all this for years. Being in NA, I'm like, oh, I want some cake. I didn't get there the first time, so I haven't got a cake yet. But they don't do that here in Wisconsin for some reason. I got to push on that. But no, I'm just playing. I see a couple people from Chicago here. I see Des, who helps me out with a lot with booklets about mental illness and doing service work. She pushed me to get me to start, chair or not chairing, but speaking of you guys now. She noticed I was here. It's like, oh crap. All right, I'll do that. I blame it on Des, but I love it. I love. Always a lonely person, and from here, speaking honestly through NA and not thinking I was only the person who has these problems, and my first sponsor always, pushed me to say, I'm not alone, never alone. That's what NA abbreviations are, never alone. So, and that's kind of tattoo I want to get, but that's my next, But I am grateful. I'm grateful to be in these meetings, man, all around the world. I didn't want to go in there. I fought it for a month for my sponsor, and I was like, oh, I'm going to, to see people. I need my hugs and all that. So I only do it for a week. That's it. And I've been on it since. So, and I noticed a lot of the people who wanted key tags and, and nobody was getting them here. And I just volunteered and getting key tags and information, IPs, anything. But it's costing me a lot of money, but it's kind of worth it because, man, I want to be here. I wouldn't have a job to get me there. I wouldn't have asking for help. That's the one main thing. Service work is number one key recovery to me. There's Lewis. I see you, Lewis. So Lewis, I miss you, man. Yeah, and you know, yeah, I do a lot of service. Well, I'm not going to go to region yet. Maybe in the future, but who knows? So I'm not getting pushed by Des yet. Not trying to give you a hint, but I do area. I do the PR. I'm a PR chair. You know, this is just great. Grateful. Didn't understand service until I got my, you know, being a GSR and going to area and like, man, you know, first sponsor or right now my sponsor pushed me to go to meetings. I don't even know you. You're giving me a ride to a meeting. I don't even know you. So I've been tagging along with him since I got here almost 2.5 years ago. So I got it from him, and he's not here yet, but hopefully soon. So, but I'm grateful for all the people that helped me to get here, and what service is, you know, and what it helps out, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Thanks for your service. Yeah. Dean.
I'm Dean. I'm an addict, and
Hey, Dean.
so you zonal people are my people. Well, everybody's my people, but I do love the zonal people, especially after we have this NA salon thing. And I had to look up every single flipping zone. So that meant I had to go through every single one of the reports at the WSC for 2020 to see what blah, 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 blah. And I have this big spreadsheet of all your regions and blah, oh my God. Okay, so gratitude is a topic, and that I'm grateful. I'm grateful I get to do that stuff. And today I'm actually allowing a tri-area like Nevada and I don't know, part of California and I don't know, some other something. They're using my Zoom account. And so I kind of have to help babysit or co-host, I should say. So, you know, about hackers and stuff. But, you know, I get to do that kind of stuff, you know, because I have an account and can have lots of people. So I said, well, why don't you guys just use mine? Here, you can use it. So now I'm on my phone and I was talking to Des. Hi, Des. And I was talking to Des in chat about something else. And then I couldn't see where I was in the queue because in the queue in participants are whoever is, whatever her name is, we're first. So anyway, I want to tell you guys how grateful I am to be here today. I woke up with terrible allergies. I can hardly breathe, but I am grateful to be able to come to the zonal meeting. I hopped on the NAS one too earlier and been on this other one. And there's just all sorts of NA people having fun and just doing stuff, you know. I mean, I know that we got COVID and we've been shut down and shut in and all this stuff, but we can still see each other, you know, and I get to see you guys. Oh my, I froze? Did
No,
I freeze?
you're fine. You're okay.
Oh, okay. I thought I froze for a second. Anyway, oh no, I forgot where I was at. Anyway, well, I got up this morning and had this commitment to help these folks, and then I had gotten into a discussion with another group of folks that have a little bit of different belief system about Narcotics Anonymous and service structure, and had some people that weren't very nice, you know, but I got to handle it different. You know, I didn't have to be like, you know, F you and all that kind of stuff, which was kind of nice because our concepts discuss the spiritual principles and being able to talk and share and things like that in a service structure. So I just kept having that in mind because, you know, spiritual principles are never in conflict. So, but I was not really too happy, but that's okay. I got over it too. So I guess I can just get into it and get out of it. But I'm really excited today about having 2021 come. And I know it's just the next day. You know, it's not different. The earth isn't going to stand up and shout or anything like that. But it gives me hope, you know, that things are going to change and we're going to have a vaccine and we're going to be able to have, I want us to have conventions and events and unity days and regional assemblies and zonal forums and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I'll shut up now. I love you guys. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks, Dave. Jimmy Mack.
Hey, y'all, Jimmy Matt from
Hey, Jimmy.
Northern California, Middle Mountain area.
Hey,
And
Jimmy.
man, it's good to see you all. And I heard somebody a little while ago about how she pretty much been through her whole recovery has been on Zoom. Me, a little bit different. I've been around a little over 14 years and just had 14 years, November 7th. And this Zoom thing is actually new to me. So the good thing is since this COVID, I learned about Zoom. So I guess you can't teach an old dog new tricks, hopefully. So this is all new, but man, this is really cool to be sitting here in my home, listening to you all from like Wisconsin and Chicago and all that. My friend Christine, she sent me the link here. I didn't even hear about you guys until just now. So this is really cool. And I'm grateful for a phone cord near my couch, grateful for a home to be sitting in here, grateful for Wi-Fi, grateful for my Samsung phone. So it's really cool. I don't know. Honestly, I don't see things changing real soon for the next year. I guess we're just going to have to get used to it because we all thought earlier this year that by springtime it warms up, it'll start, you know, the COVID will go away, it will be all good. And that's kind of what we thought here. You know, right now it's, for me, it's kind of cold. It's like 60 degrees. You guys are probably going to laugh at me because you're, I guess, in Chicago and Wisconsin, wherever you're all from, you're like probably 30 below or whatever you guys do. But earlier this year, you know, by April or May, June, it warmed up. We thought the COVID would be over, and then it ended up coming back even more. So we're just gonna have to hunker down and deal with it, I guess. So man, it's just this deal of you know, this online here. Like I said, it's a new concept for me. I'm just gonna have to get used to it. And I heard somebody talking earlier about Northern California with this area convention. Here's the cup here. It's called Tri-Area. These Areas Convention. It's a convention for the rural areas, and I've been to that. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait to start doing that stuff again. We know it's going to be a while, but hopefully we can get this all together here. But this deal here with the New Year's, it's going to be really cool. So I'm interested to see how it's going to play about today. I heard somebody talk about New Year's celebration and dance and all that. Hell, maybe I'll put some videos on YouTube and rock out or something. Who knows? But you know what? We all got to make the best out of it. And I'm glad to be in recovery. I went to an in-person men's meeting last night. Of course, we mask up and everything else, but I don't know how it is in other states. I sure do enjoy listening to other people. And when people do talk on the meetings, I like to hear where everybody's from. I'm going to have to change my thing on my Jimmy Mac here and maybe put where I'm from. So I have to figure out how to do that. So anyways, thank you for hosting this meeting, Greg. I really appreciate that. And so you're from Maryland, right? That's really cool. So it's just a total trip the way I can sit here in my home in Northern California and talk to you guys like we're in the same living room here. It's really, if you would have told me 14 years ago or even another 14, see, I've been around these rooms since early 90s before I even had a cell phone. If you would have told me 20 something years later, we'd be sitting here like this, I would have thought, wow, this is like total future tripping shit, you know, but it's just really cool. It's unfortunate that it COVID to do it, but then I'm thinking about it. Man, I looks like I'm going to make some new friends here that I probably wouldn't have been able to do. So, thanks, guys. You all have a good one. Thank you. I'm Jimmy Mack out.
Thanks, Jimmy Mack, and congratulations on those 14 years, buddy. Congrats.
Thank you.
Becky and Mike.
Hello, I'm an addict.
Hey, Mike.
You know, the topic being gratitude, it brought to mind something that happened about 3 years ago. I had I didn't have a heart attack, but I had heart surgery while we were on vacation. And, you know, about 3 days after the surgery, wasn't that about 3 days after the surgery?
Yeah.
That I was really starting to freak out over all of the meds they were giving me, you know. And I told my wife that you know, I could really use a meeting, you know. And since my wife and I kind of stay out of each other's programs, she made a couple phone calls, and some people that I did not even know got together and came to the hospital, my hospital room, and we had a meeting in my hospital room about you know, me being worried about the pain medicine I was on, and you know, trying to get off it. And I had to be on it because the surgery was pretty severe. But anyhow, the moral of the story is that you know, I'm grateful for this program and everybody in it, because some people that I did not even know came to my hospital room and we had a meeting. And that helped me. Even though I can't remember what we said at the meeting, what we talked about, it helped me a lot to remain in the now and take responsibility for my addiction and not be abusing the pain medicine. And that's the kind of fellowship that I belong to today, which I never thought I'd do. I have so many people that I don't even know that care about me, and we know each other because we all have the same disease, and we suffer a lot of the same symptoms. Another person came up to be with my wife because she was alone throughout all this, and she brought me this little elephant, and I still got that thing today. And you know, it's these little things that mean a lot today. I'm just grateful for everyone. I'm grateful that we have these get-togethers like this, because I think it says somewhere in one of our readings that the ultimate tool for recovery is the addict. And you know, sitting and listening to you guys brings me back to earth, and you know, keeps me grounded, to remind me that you know, I'm only one day away from a slip, a bad decision. And if I don't continue to, you know, after 19 years in this deal, I can honestly say that the only thing that I know is that if I don't continue to come to these meetings and read a little bit and get a sponsor and do all the basics, I will go out and use again. I've proved that to myself time and time again. So I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be accepted. And I want to thank you all for helping me stay clean one more day. That'll pass. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Becky, are you sharing? Passing to you, Becky?
Sure, I'll share. My name is Becky. I'm an addict.
Hey, Becky.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Yeah. Wow. Talk about Mike's surgery. Talk about gratitude. You know, we live in Southeast Wisconsin. We were in the middle of Wisconsin when that happened. So I didn't make phone calls because I didn't really know anyone up there. I just went to a meeting and said help. And I'm so grateful, you know, that anytime I've gone to Narcotics Anonymous and said help, the addicts have shown up for me every time. And that just brings tears to my eyes. I'm so freaking grateful for it, you know. I'm grateful.
I think the nurses were more grateful.
The nurses were grateful for NA too, because his attitude changed. That's right. Yeah, I ran into the nurse in the hall and she's like, I don't know what those guys did, but thank you. Thanked him for us all. Yeah, he was in a lot of pain. It was horrible. And it was scary for me too, because he was in surgery for 10 hours and I was alone. And NA showed up, an addict that I knew casually, we just the hospital and sat with me through half the surgery, and other addicts came up north or were up north and swung by the hospital, and yeah, just so much to be grateful for in that instance, and just always so much to be grateful for. And sometimes I forget and I get kind of bitchy and demanding about NA. I'm like, well, they didn't do this or they didn't do that, or they, and I can get that attitude of ungratitude. And when I do that, I'm running the risk of pushing myself out the door, because that's my disease talking, and it can sound like my recovery. It sounds like my recovery on a high horse is what it sounds like, like, well, if they were really recovering, they would do this and they would do that. And when I get those attitudes, I really have to be I really have to check myself and call my sponsor, call another recovering addict and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. And I also have to have the humility to call someone and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Because I think with, 31 years, I'm not supposed to think bad thoughts anymore. I think that, my disease puts it in my brain that if this program really worked, it wouldn't be talking right now. And that's some crazy stuff. But, for the most part, things are good. We just got over having COVID, and we're really grateful that neither one of us got very sick, especially with his heart. Lot to be grateful for there. But, we're out of work and we were on quarantine for 10 days. I'm off. He's still on, going crazy, sitting around the house, can't leave. But, what can you do? Go to a Zoom meeting on New Year's Eve, of course. What else is there to do, right? So thank you guys all for being there for us. And that's all I got. I'll pass with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky and Mike. Glad both of you are here. Thank you. Desi?
Yeah, my name is Desi, and Mike, I read Addicted to Pain Pill too, and this is a really hard time for me because my brother passed away, and his birthday is tomorrow, and I miss him, and I'm so happy that we get to go to Zoom meeting on New Year's Eve because this is a good place to be on New Year's Eve because I used to go to the bar, but now I'm staying home. I live by myself, and I'm grateful that I have people like you guys that I'm not that lonely. But because sometimes when I think about my family, I think about all the people I lost in my family. That I lost 5 family members in 5 years, and I just got to, and then I have a job, thank God, because sometimes I sit and dwell on death a lot because I miss them and I have to keep busy so I don't think about, and I'm grateful for you guys to that you're here for me, and I was gonna tell Mike that I was addicted to pain pill, and I used to steal from other people that the pain pill, and a couple of years ago I just started to every one of them because all I thought about was taking pain pills to numb my pain, you know, because my mom called me a retard, and I took some pain medicine to numb my pain because I didn't want to fix it. And when I came here, now I can face my pain, and I can cry and stuff. And sometimes it's hard because I miss my family, but I thank God that you guys are my family, and I'm grateful to be here today and to be alive today because I overdosed on pills, and I'm grateful for everybody. And I think thank you for having the Zoom meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Desi. Glad you're here too. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
AJ.
My name is AJ, and I'm an addict.
Hey, AJ.
And I don't think that there's a better topic to speak on New Year's Eve. You know, and I was sitting here listening to everybody share, and I'm really grateful that we do have this Zoom platform, because like I heard somebody sharing, you meet people across the map, you know. And I started laughing real quick. I started laughing to myself when the guy was talking. He was sharing. He was from Northern California. And real quick, you know, I found out in 1988. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, and after the Marine Corps, I went back to Newark, New Jersey. And that's when I took off running in 1983. And I was stationed out there in California at Camp Pendleton. And in 1988, I said, you know, the problem that I was having was all the drugs in Newark, New Jersey. So I got to get away from Newark, New Jersey. So I got on a Greyhound and I went to California. And I landed downtown LA, and I rented a hotel room for about 2 weeks, and then I was going to go back home just to clean myself up. I wound up getting stuck in California homeless until 1993, at which time I went back home and I found out about Narcotics Anonymous. And from 93 until 2008, I was in and out the rooms. I could never accumulate more than a year, you know, and which I never realized what the problem was. But then I started, after when 2008 came, and I'm very grateful for the VA hospital because they sent me upstate New York for 9 months to stay in a domiciliary. And it was about 200 other veterans in that program. And it was a beautiful, structured program. And I found out over the years, I had reservations. I never truly surrendered. I was in and out the meetings. I was lying in the meetings. I might get 30 days, and you had to explain how you got that 30 days in Newark. And everybody always said, I pray, I go to meetings, I got a sponsor, I use the phone, and I have a network. And I heard people say that. So when my time came to go up and get my 30 days, I said the same thing. But I wasn't doing none of the above. because I already had reservations. And, you know, I'm saying that to say I'm grateful for what I've learned in this process. And my clean date is February the 18th, 2008. I'm very grateful for the people that on my journey. You know, I met you know, God rest his soul, but I met another vet that was upstate New York. And when I went up there in 08, he had about 15 years then. And I stayed up there. I got a job and I got a apartment and everything. But he always said, okay, he always said one thing. Before he started sharing, he always said, God brought me to the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous. Narcotics Anonymous is taking me to God. I could never understand that when I was a newcomer, but then I started understanding. And I thank God, I'm very grateful that this is a spiritual process. That's what connects us. No matter who you are, where you live, it doesn't make a difference. We know where everybody came from, but through our spiritual connection, we know exactly where we are and where we want to go. That's all I have. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for sharing, AJ. All right. Jeff M.
Yeah, my name's Jeff. I'm an addict.
Hey, Jeff.
And I'm coming to you from metropolitan Detroit, Michigan. And I got clean here back in 1984. And I saw the fellowship grow a lot, and I got to be a part of trying to help it grow here, you know, handiwork, doing service work. And I am deeply grateful for the predecessors who came before me, the people who struggled to put this, you know, fellowship together, to have meetings so that I could go to. I'm deeply grateful for the sponsors I've had. I'm on my 5th sponsor now. The first couple sponsors I had kind of self-destructed, and I had to go off and get new ones. And I found that it was okay to find a new sponsor if you needed one. And then I picked these old wise sages who, you know, the problem was that they ended up dying on me. They died clean. And I believe that we never graduate from this program, but I think if you die clean, maybe you do graduate with honors. And I hope to follow in their footsteps, but not today. I had COVID a couple months ago, back in the beginning of November. So did my wife. I'm deeply grateful for the fact that I could be healed without, being taken out of the game. I love the life I found. When I came to this program, I was just weeks away from dying, most likely. I was just about 100 pounds. I shivered and I shook, and the detectives were following me, and I didn't have a good future to look forward to. And I didn't have any concept or appreciation for any kind of God or higher power. I always thought that was like a trick that people hold on other people to try and get something over on them. But like AJ said before me, one of the things I'm deeply grateful for right now is my relationship to the God of my understanding, which I've developed here in Narcotics Anonymous. Taking that second step, I literally had to come to believe. I came to NA, and after a while, there were things that I couldn't explain any other way than that there was some spiritual thing going on. I'd go into a room and people would share, and I would feel a connection to them. There was this thing that connected us, and there was no way for me to explain it other than there was something spiritual going on. I'm also grateful for the people who showed me that it was okay to have a little bit of faith, that anyone could do this. And they walked with me. One of the things I like to do is I like to be able to know that I'm going somewhere by looking down at my feet and seeing that they're taking steps, that one's moving ahead with the other. But I also like to look and see that the other people that are stepping along with me are going in a good direction. And when I have the fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous and the friends I've made here, When they're the feet that I'm walking with, I know that we're going to go great places. I'm looking forward to, I'm going to do a song later in the talent show with a couple of other recovering people that we get together and we do music. We have a great time. I've found that you can live and enjoy your life without the use of drugs, you know. And at first I thought, well, I'm just going to try and squeak by and try to not be too miserable. But no, we live and we live good, and we let them all see it. You know, this is a program of attraction. So, and we live the lives that are granted us by the results of working this program. Others see it and are attracted. And I get it. I tend to talk a lot, so I'm going to stop and let the person from New Bern, I think, come on next. Come on.
Thanks for sharing, Jeff. No, there's actually someone else before Cynthia. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay.
Gail, you're up, and then Cynthia.
Hi, everybody. My name's Gail, and I'm an addict from Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Hey, Gail.
I have a lot to be grateful for today. But first of all, I'd like to give a big shout out to all of my Wyoming NA community who's shown up tonight and are on this this wonderful event with us. Absolutely grateful for my NA community here in Cheyenne. You know, I've been around for a little while and I've got all kinds of stuff that I could list that I'm grateful for, but the most recent stuff for me has been in March. I came into my house and I shut the door. And I had a job that allowed me to work from home. Then I got another job that allowed me to work from home. But the whole time that I've been here, I have had members of Narcotics Anonymous come to my driveway, pull out the camping chairs, and just sit in my driveway for hours and talk to me. I've had people go and get things for me and deliver them to me at my doorstep. I've had masks delivered to me, homemade, beautiful tie-dyed mask delivered to my doorstep. I have had at times when I just couldn't face going back out there, even for the smallest little thing. Narcotics Anonymous, my NA community, showed up for me. My region started Zoom meetings almost immediately. And we have been going strong ever since on Zoom. And then events started showing up on Zoom. Events started happening all over the world. And I have been able to do more for my own recovery in this last 9 months, 10 months. You know, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this huge event. I am I'm absolutely humbled and full of gratitude. And I look forward to seeing all of your wonderful faces throughout this 3-day event. Anyway, thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Thank you, Gail. Thanks for all your service too. Cynthia from New Bern, North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. Come on, Cynthia. Come on. Come on.
Hello, I'm Cynthia. I'm an addict.
Hey, Cynthia.
Truly grateful to be here. Playing at a Narcotics Anonymous meeting on Zoom. Just so grateful about so many different things. I wish I knew where to begin, but I heard AJ talking about Newark, New Jersey, and I was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. And I didn't come to North Carolina until I was probably 30 years old. So, and I've been here for a minute. So, so I kind of am a New Jerseyan and also a New Bernian both. That's what I tend to claim for me. But anyway, I I just got back from Newark, New Jersey on Tuesday. I went up there with my family, and you know, my sisters still live up there, and I am so very, very grateful for being able to spend time with my family, for my family day, because I can remember a time when nobody wanted to see me, nobody wanted to be a part of anything that I had going on. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yep. Straight from
Okay,
Newburgh,
okay,
North Carolina.
okay. I just yeah. So there was a time when nobody wanted me to show up for nothing. So I'm grateful that today I can do that. I can take a trip and go and see my dad, and he's not hiding stuff in the house because of whatever reason, because of the fact that I might, if it's not glued down, I might pick it up. So I'm just so grateful. And my higher power, who I choose to call God, is so amazing and so great. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be here. And I'm grateful for this new year coming in. So pretty much that's all I got. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm an addict.
Hey, Kristen.
First of all, I'm grateful to be here. I'm so excited that when I saw this, I guess it was about a month ago, I saw it posted somewhere on Facebook. It's been a long time coming. And it's just amazing. It's a great way to let people know about the US zones, right? And to watch us all just come together and be in this process of Narcotics Anonymous and share our experience, strength, and hope with each other. This last year has been one of change. It's been one of physical pain. It's been one of a lot of perseverance. And again, it's this, but knowing that I'm okay no matter what, right? No matter what, and knowing that my higher power has me. And the only thing I need to do is just be aware, have that conscious contact. And sometimes it's waiting to, being able to listen. When COVID started, when all this started happening and we were shutting down, I just had surgery a month before. I was getting ready to go back to work. And it was perfect timing in a sense of, because I wasn't able to work, I was able to be of service to Narcotics Anonymous in a way I didn't expect, right? Because of the services I'd already helped to provide with others in Narcotics Anonymous, I learned how to do things. I learned how to be willing. I learned more willing. I learned how to sort of be in the process of, it's okay to make mistakes. Like when we were learning how to Zoom and teaching people how to host and everything. Like I had no freaking clue how to host Zoom. Like I had been hosting, when Southern Zone Forum, when we started looking at fellowship development, I was helping to host Zoom. Well, I had no idea how to claim host. I had no idea how to do any of that. But because of what happened, I learned quickly how to do that, to be able to share that with other people. And part of that process for me, and I'm sorry if I'm not making sense, like I'm just sort of in this scattered place at the moment, but for the last couple of years, I've had to look at getting out of my job, right? Leaving. I work in a classroom. It's physically demanding. My body is falling apart, right? And and more is being revealed, right? But because of these pieces, I've learned how to be quiet, right? I've been able to sit and listen. When COVID had started, one of the things that I had shared a lot on was that I was kind of getting concerned in the beginning of it because I was doing a lot of meditating and not a lot of praying. And then I realized that's where I was at. Like, I've been open to listening for a while, right? I've been doing my praying, but I wasn't listening as good. And so I needed to listen. And so the fact that I was able to listen has helped get me into a newer place in my life today where I am, I'm finally dreaming again, right? I've got 22 years clean in this process and I'm dreaming again. I have goals in my life again where, because I thought because of whatever physical ailment, I couldn't do it. I'm finding other things that I can do instead, right? I get to do this today, you know? And I, you know, I had another setback a couple days ago, but again, like, you know, I let myself be upset for a little bit and then I had to put that aside. Like, you know, my higher power is showing me something and I just need to remain open to that. And I am just, you know, again, I'm just filled with so much gratitude. Like, and that's always been a piece of me in the sense of like, I always need to find the silver lining. And for most of the time, that's been a great thing to be able to do that. I also have to sometimes not just look at the silver lining, but allow myself to feel what it is I need to feel. Thank you so much. And so again, like we get to do this together. And, you know, again, like, thank you for everybody who's here today and who's going to be popping in and out throughout the next couple days. And just thank you all for your service. Thank you all for being a member of Narcotics Anonymous. You know, because you have helped me greatly by being here, each and every one of you, even if I haven't met you yet. You know, I'm seeing your face, I'm seeing your name, I know you're here, and that gives me hope. So that's all I have.
Thanks, Kristen. Jacques, take us to the break, buddy.
Big Steve, Big Addict. I'm using my wife's phone, Jackie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jackie.
Yeah, that's all right. She says, get on there. So, I'm from Cheyenne, Wyoming. I've heard a couple others. My clean date is February 27th, 1984. And I stay clean on weekends, holidays, and everything else. I go through things, you know, I've got a surgery coming up. I've had surgeries in the past, and we do this thing where my wife gives me the medication and I have to sign for it and put the time down, and it works. You know, when I went, every doctor I ever see, I tell them I'm an addict. You know, that's the first thing out of my mouth. And this doctor goes, well, you're going to need pain medication after this. It's a total knee replacement. So I said, okay. But, you know, continuing to be grateful for the recovery I have allows me to continue, you know, to work with others and practice principles and do this thing. It's a program of action. You know, I heard somebody else talk about a grateful addict will not use. You know, it's right in our book. A grateful addict will not use. And I throw in, and the coffee guy don't get high. You know, it's service work. It's, you know, there was a time when dumping the ashtrays was the best job you could get because you didn't have to talk to anybody. You just picked them up, dumped them, made sure there wasn't no fire going on. You know, nowadays we don't smoke in meetings. You know, nowadays we don't go to meetings. I go to Zoom meetings all over the country. I stumbled onto a men's meeting in Palo Alto, California last Saturday, and I'll be back on that. It's a really good one. You know, I think one of my sponsees is going to be speaking tonight. I'm grateful. You know, he's always saying, oh, I don't want to do that. Said, yeah, you do. Because I taught him, and just like I was taught, don't say no to an NA request. You know, because our higher power has our lives planned, you know, day to day. And just for today, my job is to pay attention. Pay attention. That's the acronym for pain. Pay attention. It's necessary. Thank you very much for letting me share, and I'm looking forward to a great, you know, deal.
Thank you, Big Steve, and thank Jackie too for telling you to get on here.
Okay, you want to talk to her?
No, I'm good.
She says no.
Thank you, Steve. Folks, we appreciate everybody sharing and listening and being a part of this first couple of hours of this 3 days. And because I know that being a part of is just not sharing. It's also part of listening to. So thank you guys for that. We are about to go on break for the next 15 minutes. And please come back. We got a couple of dynamite speakers coming up. The night is young. The night is young. You know, don't go anywhere. We still have a lot to do, and we're gonna have a good time tonight. We still got to dance. We still got a talent show. We got the ball dropping. There's so much more to come. So thank you guys, and we're getting ready to go on break.